Welcome back to Susie's Cozy Corner. I am super excited. I got a Halloween haul from Michaels. All of their Halloween crafts and decor and whatnot is on sale, 50% off. And who doesn't like a good bargain, as I like to say? That's the Jersey girl coming out in me. And I got this crazy long box, and I was like, okay, I didn't order anything that would require a crazy long box, so I've not looked in here yet. We're going to look at all of this stuff together, and I have another box. I was going to buy some of the kits that they had, and I put everything into my cart, and I said I am not going to spend any more than $100. And so I had to kind of go through it and get rid of a bunch of stuff, and I ended up not getting any of their kits. To be honest with you, I didn't really think that the quality of their kits was great. It was cute, don't get me wrong. They looked like they were kind of simplified kits, but definitely have some book nooks that I want to get, and some DIY houses that are definitely a little bit more detailed and more advanced. So I primarily got miniatures. I did get one 5D diamond painting. If you're not familiar with this, this is like cross stitch without, or embroidery without really the needle and thread. You use these little plastic almost beads that stick to the canvas that they provide, and it's all color coded and the beads are all separated, and it's one of those activities that you can do on the road or you can do it watching television. And this one is a spell book and it's going to be for Halloween, so I'm going to be working that over probably this winter, so it'll be ready for next Halloween. This is 16 by 20, so this may be why they put it into that huge box. But anyway, the next thing I got were some books. Now, I have a project upstairs. I bought a Beacon Hill dollhouse that needs a complete rehab from Facebook Marketplace. Beacon Hill dollhouse looks probably the closest to the Addams Family house. I'm a huge Addams Family fan. And so some of the stuff may go into there. Some of the stuff may go into another haunted house that I put together that I got off of Amazon. It was a really cute kit, lights up. Doesn't have a ton of detail, so I wanted to add some. I've already gotten some things from Etsy, and then some things to put into kits, book nooks or whatnot. So we've got 2 packages of books, and they're really cute. I don't know if you can read this. It says The Haunted Chateau, Roses at Midnight, The Regency Fashion, so really cute there. Our Love Never Dies with 2 cute skeletons. Spells, Curses, Potions, and Till Death in that package. And then we have here 3 tombstones. Overall pretty nice quality. The paint job is not terrible. I've seen much worse. So 3 nice sized tombstones, and these got a little bit of weight to them too, which I like. I ordered some 3D printed tombstones off of Etsy, which are great. They can be painted. This I thought was kind of cool looking. This I think would look great in like a sea captain's cabin. It has some moss on it. It almost looks like seaweed. It's a stack of books with a skull on it. And I did stick to my budget. I think I spent $101 total. I don't know why. I discovered gnomes a few years ago, probably about 2 or 3 years ago, and I love me a good gnome, and I just thought he was absolutely adorable. I decorate my dining room, my hallway, and my living room. And I actually have a garden door gnome kit that I bought somewhere that is another project that, you know, is on the list. I'm finding it's okay to have a list of projects. Something to look forward to on a rainy day or a snowy day or just a quiet Sunday or Saturday. So lots of fun things that I can do. This one actually is a lot cooler than I thought it would be. This is a fountain. It's got some really nice detail. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually filled with resin. So it looks like it is filled with water. Now, I do not do resin personally. I've never tried it. It's kind of on my wish list of things to learn. And I almost wonder if we could put some resin to make it look like it's falling water. I think that would be a lot of fun. And then the last thing in this first box is 2 little ghosts. Oh, excuse me. It's a trio of ghosts. And I just thought those were adorable. Now, the one thing that everyone has said, and I do find this to be the case as well, that all of this stuff is kind of all over the map in relation to scale. Obviously, this is way too big for a book nook or a DIY miniature house or even a dollhouse. But cute little decoration. It was regularly $10 and it was like $4.99, I think. So not terrible. This fountain, though, I think would look great when I get the Addams Family house kind of done and on its stand. This can go into the circular driveway that I'm envisioning. Dreams, 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 lots of dreams. So we'll see if that happens. And then we have a whole nother box of stuff, so just bear with me. We've already got it opened, but got some more goodies in here. Thought this was super cute. This is just, again, another little trio of pumpkins. There's like maybe 3.5 jack-o'-lanterns on this. Thought it was adorable. All of this stuff was 50% off, and as I said, I spent about $101 total. I also thought, I have to see how it looks. It may be just a tad too big for the dollhouse, but this is a tarot card table, and Grandmama is actually, I think, a witch, even though they don't say it in the Addams Family. A couple witches' hats. Again, scale is a little bigger than I thought it would be in terms of a miniature, but I am sure we can find something to do with these. This is super duper cute. It's the painting again, not terrible. This is a bookcase, and it's a coffin bookcase. And what's fun about this is it is just absolutely filled with different items. There's some books and skulls and potion bottles, and there's even a little tiny crystal ball. Sorry, it was a long day. I just got home and couldn't wait to share this all with you. This is a veiled lady statuette. Again, a little bit big. I don't necessarily know what scale this is, but I know that 1/12 is 1 inch to 1 foot. So if something in real life is 6 feet, it's 6 inches in the dollhouse world. And this statuette is about, I'd say, 2.5 inches. So this would be almost 2.5 feet in real life. So that's a bit bigger than, I think, dollhouse scale, but who knows. This is fun. This is actually a wand. It's got a little tiny jar that's filled with little microscopic stars, and then it's got a spell book that is got in a snake embossed on it. Super duper cute there. This I actually got 2 of. I was hoping that these would work in the dollhouse. These are some really nice candelabras that I thought would look great maybe on a dining room table or on fireplace. So we're gonna have to see how they go. Again, a little bit big, but I love the fact that there's a little bit of iridescent glitter on them, and that they're purple, and then when they catch the light, they're like a green. Trio of witches around a cauldron. And unfortunately, this one did come damaged. I'm not sure what actually broke, but there is a small piece on the bottom. So I'm going to have to open this one up and find out. It looks like everything's intact. It may just be an extra piece of ceramic that you can kind of hear and see that there's a little piece down in there that doesn't belong in there. This is a bookcase. Now, this is what I'm talking about scale. So this is a miniature and this is a miniature. They look kind of the same size. They are definitely not the same size. And the way you can tell is by if you look at the books and you compare the books together, you can see these books are much smaller. This is a much bigger piece than I anticipated it to be. So I may just have to figure out how to do maybe a shadow box or a diorama myself and put some of the larger pieces in there. This is fun. This is a bat, a frog, and a spell book. And it's got some nice details, and it is a nice size that definitely would fit into a dollhouse easily. We have some potion bottles because, again, scale. So you can see like the differences. These are supposed to be sort of the same scale, very different scale. And here's another set of potion bottles. I do think that these would work in the dollhouse though. And I look forward to making Grandmama's kitchen. And then this is really cute. These would work, I think, well in a book nook, actually. I think they're small enough that we could put them into a book nook and maybe replace some of those two-dimensional pieces with a three-dimensional piece. This is just a little grandfather clock that what inspired me about this piece was the Haunted Mansion in Disney World. They have this kind of crazy clock, and it started out because I want to say it was the House of Curiosities or Oddities or something like that. That was Disney's original idea for the Haunted Mansion, and they actually put the clock in there, and it's a really cool looking clock. If you've never seen it, Google Haunted Mansion clock and you'll see it. There's a really cool video as well of Walt Disney giving a behind the scenes tour of the Imagineers working on the Haunted Mansion before it was open. This is a little cat who is unfortunately broken, but I do think we can fix him with a little bit of super glue. This is the problem with getting items shipped because sometimes they do break, but I have found that a little bit of super glue, and I may even paint his hat with a little bit of glitter nail polish. I had to do that with my very first Book Nook kit. I'm not going to return it. This was only $2.50, so I will fix them up with a little black cat on a book. Really cute. Again, definitely dollhouse scale. And I did forget to show you this. I put this down. This is actually glow-in-the-dark ghosts. And I just thought, you know, how cute is this? These are a little on the big side. Definitely great for, you know, a house. Even a DIY house. I think we can maybe sneak one or two of these into the Halloween Carnival house that I'm working on currently. And might work for a book nook, even if you put it on top of a book nook or maybe in the front of a book nook. But these do glow in the dark, and get quite a few of these little guys in here. And so, as I said, all told, this was right at $100. And let's see. I'll hold this up if anybody is curious as to see. This is what was in the one package, and then this was in the second package, and you can kind of see the prices and everything. I don't want to spend any more time reading this. I don't want to make this too long, but good deals all around. As you can see, I have this entire pile of miniatures. I don't know how many I have exactly. I think it's about 26. And so definitely got some nice things and some things that can be customized and or fixed up a little bit to serve my needs. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Love my Halloween haul. Love a good deal. If you haven't checked out Michael's, I'm sure that they still have some great Halloween stuff on sale. So I would go out and check it out. I wish each of you enough. Have a great night.